Hi everyone, Dr. Andrews here with a quick assembly all about time. The concept of time has become a bit unusual during lockdown. We're used to a very regimented day, told when to arrive at school, when to eat, when to have break times. But at the moment, time kind of feels a bit like this. Some of you may have constructed yourself an at-home timetable so that you're making sure you're getting all of your work and some relaxation time all together. I've definitely done this, and I've also become so conscious of time that I'm using an app to ring the school bell for me so my day feels just a little bit more normal. But it's made me think about, when did time, and most specifically knowing the exact time, become so important to us? Back in prehistory, the residents of Earth used day and night, the position of the stars and the changing seasons to help them work out the time of year. It wasn't so important to know exactly to the minute what time was going on, but it was important for them to know when to plant their crops and when to harvest them. Things changed and the way of life changed, and sundials were developed, and these were one of the earliest devices to tell time, using the position of the sun and shadows to help work out what time of day it was. But sundials weren't great. The sun isn't always visible, and so the ancient Greeks developed a water clock. This clock didn't rely on celestial bodies like the sun or the moon, and it could be used at night, which is excellent. So let's fast forward a few thousand years, and society developed clocks and watches. And these were now commonplace. Many people could afford them and had them in their homes and in their businesses. There was a globally recognised measure of the length of an hour, length of a day, etc. And this was really important for running businesses and communicating. The problem now wasn't telling the time, but knowing that you had the accurate time. It's not just important for spies to have synchronised watches, it's important for the whole of society to be able to function. And this leads me on to this lady, Ruth Belleville. And she was a resident of London, and this is her watch, Arnold. And together, they provided a very important service to the residents and business owners in London. Ruth would start her day at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, and she would set her watch accurately by the clock there. She would then travel around London, sharing the time with businesses, and they subscribed to her service. And this was necessary because time wasn't shared in the same way. Now you can turn on the radio and you get the pips on the hour, or you could have the talking clock. But in those days, these things weren't accurate enough. So if you started sending a telegram that told the time, by the time that telegram was received, the time would be wrong. But technology has developed, and ironically, due to the trains needing to have a timetable. Hard to believe, I know. And today, time is set using atomic clocks, and these are incredibly accurate. And these are used to tell the time globally. So time in lockdown, back to that strange, elastic, weird, morphing time that we're now all part of. Maybe you feel like you've got too much time. This could massively reduce your motivation, make you want to stay in bed all day. Do you need a plan? Do you need to think about constructing a timetable? You might not need to go as far as me. You may not need my school bell app to ring at specific times so you know what you should be doing when, but maybe even just setting yourself 2 key targets for a day. Do you have too little time? Are you putting too much pressure on yourself? Do you feel stressed to get 1,000 things done in a day? You feel you've got to achieve something in this lockdown. Are you giving yourself a break? Take a look at all the things you're asking from yourself at the moment. And actually, you know what? Sitting in the garden and reading a book and enjoying a cup of tea is totally acceptable. Now, if you want to explore time further, you could have a go at making your own water clock at home. And if you want something a little bit more advanced or maybe a bit challenging, you could read about how the accuracy of telling the time using atomic clocks is becoming so advanced that it is changing our models of the Earth. I've put some links to the videos in the description below, so have some fun. Thanks very much, everyone.